victims out of anywhere in the Atlantic right out here. Really bad storm, just a really weird area. But yeah, that's what they believe happened in these. They think about 70 of these horses swim right to these shores, to safety. And the odds of us seeing them today and learning about them are slim to none, less than 1%. And that's because they have completely changed from what they originally came here as. And that is through adaptation and process of elimination. Yeah, their ancestors are Spanish, horses, but they are completely different now. So some major things that have changed about them, here comes that high tide, is they can digest and process salt water better than any other horse, better than any other mammal I've ever heard about. They don't drink from the ocean water, but they drink from a canal. And what's interesting about this canal is it's brackish water. So brackish water means it's salt and fresh water. So it's connected to the sound, but it's majority fresh because it's all about the rain runoff and there's streams that run through it, run to it. And I've jumped in. It's huge. It's a huge canal. It spans for over 80 miles, but breaks off into 100 different pieces. And I put some in my mouth, and it tastes just like the ocean water to me. So what's really interesting is when they originally got here, they could not drink that water. So it still baffles researchers and scientists and people like me who are out here every day how they figured that out. It's the same thing as if we got dropped off on an island, guys, and we just were able to start drinking brackish water.
Hey, there goes some horses. You'll see in just a second. Up there at the house. Nice. The horses are right over here. This way, guys. Guys, look out this side. He's getting a good view for us. Hard to keep the camera steady while the Hummer is driving.
All right, guys. So this, I was gonna get into their social, but this guy, so you're not gonna see horses. These horses, these banker horses, as in herds anymore. They are, and that's a baby, guys. Right? I think. Yeah,
that's a baby.
These horses are in harems. So this is what we call them out here, harems. Prides and families that we call out here harems. And that is one right there. And a harem, guys, is based on one stallion, the rest mares. And so these most horses, guys, are a herd horse. They're large herds with multiple males and all of them combined.
Are we stuck in the sand?
And so these horses, when they originally got here, go over here. Let's park right over here. When they originally got here, guys, they were herd horses. And then what they think happened was these more dumb. Do you guys have a good angle right here?
Yeah, this is probably the best.
And so what happened was,
you could probably
these horses at one, some of these more dominant stallions.
Cat, look.
Had an epiphany and were like, why am I sharing this grass that there's not a lot of in the wintertime with these weaker males? And boom, they started getting dominant over everything. So over the grass, over food, this grass right here, what they eat on this dune, the mares, the territory, the water. And it's not because they were mean, it's survival mindset where the strongest survive. And so now 600 years later, that is what you have, harems. That's what we call them out here. So like I said, they are one stallion, the rest mares. You will never see another stallion. So a stallion, guys, is a male horse that we call out here. You're never going to see more than one male horse in a family or a harem. The only time you'll see another male horse is if it's their colt.
Hey,
so
Rivian!
That's the only exception. But yeah, these horses, guys, they will
That's
fight to
dope.
the death
Now we got to see a
to protect
Cybertruck.
their mares, to protect their territory. They're very territorial.
Rivian, that one
Very aggressive horses toward each other. I wouldn't compare these horses socially to any other horse around the world. They are more like a lion pride socially. They're very much prideful. They're very much in like a family pride. And so an average harem will probably have like around 3 to 5 mares. But there are some that have more, and there are some that are in monogamous relationships. And the truth is, guys, why they're all different is the same reason we are all different on this Humvee. We are all different because we are wild. Yeah, we are wild. We're free. We're going to wake up and do what we want every morning. And same with these horses. It's kind of weird because you have that house right there and people around, but those horses have never been touched, never been fed, no vet, no tagging. We don't track them in the sense. We have people that we pay to track them, but I guess I would be the closest thing to tracking them. But yeah, these are completely wild horses and have been so for 600 years. And so...
These horses do what they want to do.
And so, like I said before, this is what they eat. And guys, come around winter time, it's a different game for them. There's not a lot of food for them. So that is why they start they start fighting more. And it's breeding season, so that's breeding time. Right now is delivery time, I call it. It's when the mares are having their babies, so there's no real breeding going on. That's when the fighting kind of starts happening. We don't really see these horses come around winter time. So we actually closed down our shop, like our company, in November. Because, guys, and I forgot to mention this, and I apologize, but the only reason we are able to see them today is because of this ocean and the hunger. So come on March, when it starts to heat up, these horses leave their reserve, come down to the ocean because it's about 15 degrees cooler from right here on the ocean in the reserve. It also acts as a bug repellent. So, these horses don't have arms and they can't spot or protect themselves from ticks or these nasty horse flies or whatever it is, mosquitoes. And so they will come down here to take naps or to sleep at nighttime right here in the ocean. They will submerge themselves right up to their flank. So a flank is basically like the equivalent to our knee or elbow. That's where they go. And so the reason why they do that is because they're very strategic. These horses are very intelligent. And so they know that coming around winter, there's not a lot of grass left. So right now, there's a logical sense for them to be running around right now in this hot weather. So what they're doing, they're eating as much as possible, and they sleep the rest of the day either on the beach or kind of here on the dunes. And they're very strategic, these horses. Very, very, everything about these horses has a thought behind it. So even if you see them, being frisky and rolling around in the wet sand, they're probably having fun, but they're also doing it to coat themselves so that when they go back behind the dunes, they're going to have like a thick layer of sand to protect themselves from bugs. So everything about these horses. So yeah, right now I call it kind of the white truce. Right now, there's not a lot of the fighting going on because they don't want to waste all that energy. Plus, there's an abundance of food, and there's no breeding right now. It's all, delivery. So there's no real logical reason for them to fight, which is a great thing. I have seen a fight, and it's not something you guys want to see. It's very emotional and very brutal. It's just crazy stuff. And the reason, folks, that these horses are so different from any other horse in the mainland is because they have been isolated for almost 600 years and in a survival mindset. So when any mammal is in a survival mindset, you will change. So even us, if we're in, you will change quite dramatically. It's adapt or die. So that's the truth. And so these horses miraculously adapted. Harsh environment for horses. No horse should be, there's not a place for horses, but somehow they figured it out. And we had about 10 years ago, we had, if you can believe it, Fish and Wildlife were trying to get rid of these horses. And that's above my pay grade to tell you why. That's for you to go on your own rabbit hole. But there was a guy from Texas A&M, a professor, who saved these horses. So now whenever a horse guys did some genetic blood work and testing, and these horses, folks, are some of the most pure conquistador horses that you'll ever find. Because the horses today, they're Spanish, yeah. So the reason I know
That would help everybody through a lesson.
Stallions' name is Rocky. I'm gonna see if I can get a better angle.
Does she have a name?
I don't have a name for her, and the reason, guys, I don't have. The life expectancy for these stallions are dramatically lower. So it's hard to name her. You can. So that's Rocky right there. That
Oh yeah, down there behind the fence.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
And
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's the reason I know him the best out of any other horse. They think there's around 200 to 300 of these horses left right now, and they'll never know exactly how many.
Can we name her Dumpling?
Sorry?
Can we name her Dumpling?
Dumpling. That's Dumpling.
Dumpling and Rocky.
I like it. I love that name. Dumpling and Rocky. It's kind of cute.
It was almost Shumai, but.